Welcome, everyone, to the Sickos Committee podcast. This is our podcast for the evening of April 23rd, 2024. Welcome to our Draft Day special, where we talk about the NFL draft and nothing but the NFL draft. Commish, who's going in round one?
A player.
Wrong.
Damn it.
Brigit, who's going in round one?
Michael Penix Jr.
Wrong. 8th round tops. Arthur, who's going in round 4?
I mean, I don't know. Like, I feel like I'm round one material right now. Like, that's how good I feel.
I don't know. I think
right
you
now.
could be
I can't tell you why.
At quarterback.
I don't know.
I don't know. You've got real 4th round energy, Arthur. I'm just saying.
Oh.
I'm just saying, like, I'm feeling like I'm number one right now.
Wait, hold up. Why is my face the only one up here? Why am I doing? Hold up. Timeout.
Yeah, I had questions.
Oh, that was my fault.
Yeah, well, you had it on a different display.
Yeah. It was just nothing but Jordan's
I was
face.
fine with it.
He was fully in the zone.
I
He was like,
really
I'm here.
weirded out by it.
I'm talking about my 5-hour energy monstrosities in my Sonic
They
drinks.
were off-brand 5-hour energies that I put in my Sonic drinks.
Listen, we've all done things to stay awake, but
I've never actually had 5-hour energy.
I haven't either.
Like, it's just never appealed to me.
The generic ones are a real rough ride, y'all.
Oh yeah, I believe it. That's why I recoiled.
I just think, like, as a brand, like, really, like, only 5 hours, like, it's either too long or not enough.
I mean,
like, I've never.
The alternative, if you want more hours of energy, the alternative is cocaine. Like, that's the other hours of energy you're missing.
I mean, sign me up. I've also never tried cocaine, but I feel like that would at least be like a like a bucket list type thing, like a thing you do once, right? Like, just to try it, just to say you did. Like, I'm not saying that you should do cocaine.
Not all the time.
That,
Just-
like,
I want your logic, but then again, like we were talking about this in the Discord, I did hang out with people who did like a lot of drugs, some of which were cocaine.
No, yeah, I'm saying, like, I wouldn't want to do a lot of drugs. I wouldn't want to do
and I
maybe
like,
even more
meth.
than once. But like, there are certain drugs where I'm like never, right? Like meth is a never.
Meth is a not even once, right?
Cocaine is a like maybe try it once just to like say you did and
right,
just
like
to have
people
that.
who do acid or LSD or whatever. Yeah,
Right, like that's another one that might be a once thing for. Like I would never want to do that regularly.
I mean,
Right, in, like, a
Cookie
controlled
Monster.
environment.
Cookie Monster says cookies are a sometimes food.
Right. Anything
lies.
can be a sometimes drug.
I mean, meth
Oh.
probably should. I mean, meth probably shouldn't be a sometimes drug.
There are definitely
I can
drugs
tell you
that I'm
not
just
even
no,
once drug.
I'm not doing.
Yeah. This is the kind of chat you come here for.
I mean,
Draft talk.
what kind of start is
Draft-
this podcast off to?
Oh,
Jesus
we're
Christ.
just gonna. We're gonna drive
Listen,
this thing into the wall.
I have been up in front of people since 6 a.m.
Okay.
You know,
It's got you considering cocaine. All right, perfect.
no. Look,
Those are the benefits of cocaine.
People
so here's the thing, right?
beat
Like,
around
I'm an
people a lot,
extrovert.
maybe.
I'm an extrovert, but like usually I work remote. Like my actual day job, like I don't interact with people face to face, right? So being out in front of the public just coming at me for 13 hours is like I'm so hyped right now.
There you go.
Your
I should do
batteries
this
are,
more
like,
often.
Way like overcharged.
Okay.
I'm supercharged.
Have you guys heard any awful draft takes?
Yes.
I've been avoiding it so much.
There's one that there was a Caleb Williams take, and I gotta find it. Like, I love the draft takes because they get out of control, ridiculously out of control. And let me see here. I found it. Perfect. So it basically says that Caleb Williams is, he's the presumed number one pick, which, deserved, I would say.
Yeah.
He was compared to Prince by an ex-NFL scout like it was a bad thing. So it just says this. So I'll tell you how it says this. So an ex-NFL scout. This was on Pablo Torre Finds Out, and I'm just gonna pull up the tweet, and it's kind of hilarious.
Okay.
So basically, it says, "Raw emotion is great, but Caleb's thing, that was ridiculous to me. That threw up major red flags. I will tell you, he scares the shit out of a lot of NFL teams too. The book on him is he's just kind of a weird kid. One GM told me it's like if Prince played quarterback."
I don't even know what that means.
Is he just scared of being purified in the waters of Lake Minnetonka?
I don't know.
It has to be it, right?
I mean,
This that's
I feel like if you're like a draft scout, there's only so much you can say about a player. There's only so much you can write. Like, I'm reminded of back when they were trying to make the case for the Iraq War. And the problem was that like Iraq didn't actually have WMDs.
Yeah.
So to write up an intelligence
Let
report
him
on
go.
Iraq having WMDs, they just used the stuff from the movie The Rock. Like, literally, they described a chemical weapon from a Michael Bay movie, and they wrote that up as like, here's our evidence of Iraqi WMDs. And like, that was like in one of the intelligence papers that they wrote to like make the case. So
welcome
like,
to 2006's hottest podcast.
I'm just I've already watched one
Wired.
Michael Bay movie today. It wasn't The Rock, it was Armageddon. I watched it while I was working the polls. I just had it on in the background for when things had like when it got like downtime. I figured because usually I'll try to bring a book, right? And I'll try to be, I'm gonna like read a little bit here, read a little bit there, and then like, I'm always distracted. I'm never doing it. So I said like, okay, like what are the top movies that I'd want to see on like cable TV, where it's like, okay, like I don't need to, like I already seen this a bunch of
Armageddon
times.
is now like number one on that list.
I just need like small, like just give me like small bursts, like every so often I'll check in. That's what I want. So I just had that going. So like I watched Armageddon, I watched the Mission Impossible movie. Like that was what I was working with. So like, but that's why I was thinking about Michael Bay. But I'm just saying, like, sometimes there's only so much you can write, and like so much of this stuff is there's like not a lot to say, and so like you might as well just just make something up and have fun with it.
Yeah, this Prince thing was kind of like to me it's just they were
Too
like
sexy. Is that the problem?
No, they're like, well, he paints his nails, or like, I mean, is he playing like Prince? Is he just going like game?
Now I've never
or-
seen Prince play football.
I mean,
So I
Okay,
don't.
no.
I
To be
don't
fair,
know.
Prince made the Super Bowl.
I mean,
he did it in the halftime show, but like he was there,
Yeah,
and that's
true.
definitely something you want in a football player
you
is
do.
being at the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Leadership
I mean-
experience in big games.
I mean, are they worried that maybe he's just like his father? He's never satisfied.
I hate you.
No, that his father is too bold.
Oh,
His
his
father's
father's
never
too bold. I
satisfied.
got them. Maybe he's just like his mother. My bad. This is what it sounds like when Commish tries to sing the lyrics to When Doves Cry.
Well, you know what? I'm
Commish,
gonna switch,
that's the reason why the doves cry.
I want to switch to the top story on every podcast tonight.
Okay.
The one that I think everyone's gonna be covering this week.
Yes.
Commish, tell us about Kent State women's golf.
Oh God, I did not learn this until today. And
Neither
there's
did
somebody
I.
that there's somebody that follows us. So shout out to @KSU Sandal Guy, which apparently his profile picture is like a logo of it's a Kent State helmet,
Okay.
and then two sandals that are Kent State colors on
Okay.
one on either side.
Love it.
And so shout out to Kent State Sandal Guy. He kept tagging us, or he or she, I mean, Sandal Guy. I don't want to assume, but kept tagging the committee and just like having us update, like updates with Kent State's women's golf. It's the MAC Women's Golf Championship. I was like, can they win? He was like, can they win their 25th in a row? And I was like, what? And so they finally pulled it off today. Kent State has won, the Kent State women, the Golden Flashes women, have won their 25th consecutive MAC Women's Golf Championship. And so shout out to them. What blows my mind is that the MAC Women's Golf Championship is only 25 years old. They've won every single women's golf conference title. Like talking about a MAC dynasty
where
of
I
Kent
realized,
State's women golf.
man, a project may have to be most consecutive conference titles across any NCAA sport in any conference, and my stomach just like lurched at the thought of doing that research.
I was
mean,
also thinking of the fact that there are probably listeners of this podcast who are younger than
Oh,
the
100%.
MAC championship.
guaranteed.
Yeah, I
football.
know. Oh, guarantee. I know some of
Yeah.
them. Oh, yeah.
And
They
that's
have
what
only lived in a
had me
world
crumble into dust.
of Kent State women's dominance. My
In the
child
MAC.
has only known Kent State
That's right.
women's golf dominance.
Like, imagine growing up in that world. What a beautiful world you've grown up in. If you only pay attention to Kent State women's golf.
Every Akron fan right now is losing their goddamn mind. Like, this is their hell world. This is the wrong timeline. This is the wrong multiverse.
I was like, will anyone
another
ever beat
multiverse.
them? We're gonna have to follow this now. Like
Yeah,
we have
no,
to
this is now
every
a
year.
thing.
We have to do it now. Like we have to know how long this will go. This feels like the Dutch korfball thing until that one year and Belgium won it.
Right.
Yeah.
If Belgium hadn't done that, this would have been way more interesting.
Yeah. It would have been. This is a
think-
Kent State. Like Kent, Ohio, the hotbed of women's golf in the MAC.
Do you think so? In the next World Games, which is the Olympics for sports that are not in the Olympics, they're going to have dragon boat racing, and there's an international federation of dragon boat racing. And now I want to look. Do you think China wins every time? You think
No.
they've won every
I don't think so.
like every dragon boat racing of all time? I don't know.
I don't know.
So let's talk about some more NFL stuff because, of course, what we do.
Hold on. Do we
Yeah?
just go on as long as possible before Pit Girl loses her mind when she listens to this on Thursday? Or
Yeah, let's do that.
okay,
Oh, I didn't introduce anyone, did I?
no, you haven't.
Whoops.
Okay,
Sorry. With me tonight, as always, Commish, guest Brigit, and Arthur. Commish, you want to talk about? You got anything to say? How are you?
I'm great. I am kicking myself for getting the Prince lyrics wrong. So
Brigit, how are you?
It's okay, Commish. Everyone forgives you, including
That's all right.
Prince. He's magnanimous.
maybe I'm much too fast.
Arthur,
You got to
how are
slow
you?
down, Commish.
I do.
Man, like I said, like I'm great. Like I'm having a great night so far. I had a great day.
Oh,
We had a flawless election in my precinct, so I mean,
did the Street Fighter
it's beautiful.
thing or like the Mortal Kombat voice come on after it was over? Flawless.
Yeah, that's exactly like I hit the close poll button on the machine, and it made that. I'd never heard that before. I didn't know
Does that
that.
feel good to push the button?
Yes, because you do it after 13 hours of the polls being open, so it does feel good to push the close poll button.
I did say that you wearing that at the polls with that sleeping bag, that wearable sleeping bag. How did that work out?
So eventually it got too warm. Like, cause I mean, the weather started out cool in the morning. It was sunny. It heated up. So I only wore it in the morning and then it was too warm for it. But, I mean, it was comfortable and yeah, I mean, that's pretty much all I can say. Like I still haven't decided whether I want to try to wear it on a, trans-Pacific flight, but, I'm thinking about it.
I'm just going to say I've done that flight a lot of times, and it's going to be real nice, but then it's going to be real awkward trying to take that thing off in the aisle.
Oh,
Is
yeah.
the
I'm
only
standing up
problem.
and
No,
smacking into
taking it
everyone.
off and then also trying to pack it up into the pouch that it goes in.
Right.
Yeah.
Because the crinkly, you're going to feel it. You're going to feel so awkward. Like, it's worse than opening your backpack when everyone in your row is asleep and you're just like, I'm so sorry, but I have a snacky in here that I need.
I'd like to go back. Apparently, the big names in dragon boat racing are China, Canada, the U.S., Indonesia. Well,
Indonesia.
Philippines are in there. So there you go.
Hell yeah, dude.
I made an assumption and I shouldn't have. There we go.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm looking forward to dragon boat racing at Chengdu 2025.
Was the dragon boat it's not the boat that they were racing where they'd strap like Cummins diesel engines onto like boats?
No,
Okay,
not that. That was in
okay.
Thailand. No.
That was in Thailand. Okay.
Yeah, that's from there's a Nicolas Cage movie where he's racing those boats.
Okay. All right.
Fighting people.
No, these are like paddle boats that look like dragons.
Nice.
So let's talk about some NFL news. I guess. This
It's
is
our
Denver
NFL
Broncos.
podcast.
Yeah, this is Denver Broncos related. First off, Zach Wilson, I hope you enjoy Denver. That was a weird fucking trade, but sure, whatever. And better yet, the Broncos released their jerseys and everyone lost their shit.
Triangles.
Now, I'll say that the jerseys themselves don't offend me. I think you were right that they look a little college, and I don't even know what that means.
They do look a little collegey, and what came
help me figure out what that means, though, because I did the same thing. I look at these like these look a little collegey, and I'm not sure why that feels that way.
It feels like too alternate uniform-y, too much like solid color-y, I guess I would say, and not. I don't know, like the helmets.
It's also. I feel like it's just trying to. Yeah.
It feels like something that a university would give to a recruit in a photo shoot.
But I'm asking you why, though, because that's what I'm trying to figure out. That I have
My thing is, that it feels like it's trying to do too much. Right?
Yeah.
It's trying
Maybe
so
that's it.
hard. It's trying so hard to seem like it's new and it's revolutionary. It has triangles. My brother, it's just a uniform.
So some of this is like delightful marketing speak, right?
Right.
Yes.
Everything on here has to have a deep meaning.
It's got a deep meaning.
The triangles represent, because they separate apart, it's descending to low oxygen, high elevation in Denver. And
Right.
there's a little like peak mark. Yeah.
Right, but you didn't get this when the Kraken revealed their uniforms.
No.
Right? That was very normal marketing speak
yes.
for marketing speak, right? It was
Yeah.
You've got the tentacles of the Kraken and you've got the S for Seattle. It all makes sense.
This feels like someone's boss was like, fucking, I love triangles today.
This is like padding your word count on a paper.
Yes.
It does.
Yeah.
I want to see a team go like the other direction in like a just very overall, like this uniform represents clothing which enabled humans to no longer have hair, like that sort of thing.
Right. Or this is weather resistant. That's pretty cool, right? That's cool. We can make that.
Yeah.
Hey, look, these vents stop you from sweating so much. That's cool.
Yeah.
This sponsor patch represents money we are earning.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Like, who's going to say anything? Nobody.
I think I'm with you that like the little on the shoulders, there's little like jagged lightning things. That feels very collegey.
Yeah.
I think the other thing, I don't know if it's the blocking form. Look at some of the drop shadows on these two. The drop shadows and the numbers and the alternate color, I think feel very collegey as well. It feels like something we'd be like, oh yeah, Nike made a shitty alternate for Syracuse for one game that everyone's like, I hate this uniform.
Or like Illinois or Utah. And there was a lot of comments when I asked. I was like, what does this feel like? What are the vibes of this uniform feel like? And I put 4 universities there. I put Syracuse. I put Virginia. I put UTSA. And then I put UTEP. And the overwhelming responses from what I could see in the replies was UTEP. Like this felt UTEP, like vibes wise. And you know, I get it. The college feeling to it is just like you're doing too much. You're trying to look too flashy. Like NFL uniforms need to feel like I would say classic, more like classic, more I would say more toned down, more buttoned up, more
or go really fucking crazy, or just go.
Well, I mean, like the Seattle crazy, like what is that Seattle Seahawks green that they have?
Right,
like that lime green.
Yeah.
Is it like electric green or something? What it's called? I can't remember what it's called.
Yeah, it's probably
it's not
Seattle
red green, but it's essentially the same thing as the Seattle.
Yeah, so it's just like Seattle has like a classic throwback, and they brought that back, which Denver did bring back their throwback, the Orange Crush throwback. They did bring that as one of the alternate unis, and then people were just mad, like just use this. Like you don't need to overcomplicate things. And this kind of feels like a college uniform in the aspect where they're trying to appeal to high school kids instead of like NFL fans who are, I would say, more grown up.
This is what a 60-year-old person thinks appeals to high school kids. Let's be very clear.
Yes.
It's not actually what's going to appeal to high school kids. It's
so everybody that's doing the draft this weekend. Yes.
I'm thrown by how, like I said, if Nike put these on Syracuse would be like, that's a shitty alt. Maybe don't do that again. And this is like, no, we're going to use these all fucking season.
Yeah, we have to use these for 5 years.
Yeah, like this is your try
They
hard, like made
They are
uniform.
locked into that for 5 years. Like I kind of enjoy the Midnight Navy one, but just the
It is the best. It is the best of them all.
No. The 5280 on the helmet.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like I don't care. You're mile high. I don't care.
Right, this is what I mean when I say it's try hard, and
I don't
trying
care.
to be as
Like,
objective
hey,
as possible
we
because I
are-
hate the Broncos.
We are mile high, and this is
Yeah,
how
it's
many
just
feet.
this
It
is
just has the number
try hard.
there.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like that's a Denver thing though, because like
Oh,
the
it totally
Nuggets,
is.
the
The
Nuggets
Nuggets
have
have
the
it.
feet on the court, and I think they had it on like a city jersey.
So again, the city jersey, it feels like it was trying too hard too. And it's also Nike.
Well, that's every NBA city jersey at this point because they're out of ideas and they got to do a new one every year.
Hey, our look at our altitude. Let's make it our attitude and put it on the jersey.
Well,
and here's some triangles.
So then let's go to the other side of this. Houston releases their jersey, and everyone goes, "It's fine."
But I feel like that's what, like, if you're going to be locked into this for 5 years,
yeah,
I want a jersey that's just it's fine. Because it's not going to age super poorly. Like, and not that I think this is going to age super poorly, because I feel like it's so generic that it's just going to be there.
Yeah.
But I think there are elements of this design that are definitely going to show its age come like year 3.5. Whereas the Texans jersey, like, it's fine, man. It didn't try to do too much. It's not like
Texans jersey because they're trying to incorporate the Oiler blue and the Oiler red, but in like sneaky ways on the navy blue. So it's almost like they combine the Titans and the Oilers like together on that one alternate jersey, which is
I don't like that at all. I have severe issues with this. But yes, the only thing that I didn't like was they fucked with the helmet, because now they have 2 helmet options that are not just the classic Texan. I'll drop them in the podcast channel. They've got this like side horn thing, which feels very, I mean, that's minus the Rams, which do that very well. That feels very like UFL / Arena League. But then
I like the red one. I do it.
Can we talk about the old Englishy H though? Because when I first saw it, I was like, I hate this shit. But the more I look at it, I kind of like it.
I like it.
It's grown on me.
It is. And I think they released some big thing with like 5 arrows that went, this H is for Houston, which starts with H, and this star is for the 12 stars. It has lots of that shit too. Fine.
This star is for the star and the Texas flag.
And then, the double bar in the middle of the H stands for the 2 bridges that cross the river. I don't know. I don't fucking know. Hey, hire me to be your graphic designer, and I will sit there and I'll give you, if your boss wants reasoning, tell me what you want, and I will come up with whatever reasoning you want.
I just have the John Draper meme for the Denver Broncos, and it's just him looking, and he's got his hands out, and he goes, triangles.
That could actually be a very fun game. Like, go through different like college uniforms and just come up with a Don Draper pitch for it.
There's, I can't remember the art. It's a tabletop RPG game, but it's more of like a just hockey one. And is it like the Mysterious Adventures of Baron Munchausen or something, where you have to keep like telling a wild story, and the people have currency. If they slide you a coin, they say, well, what about, but that contradicts the time you said you were in, the Belize, digging up treasure, and you have to keep expanding on that. So I feel like that would be good. Actually, this sounds like a good game for the summer. Pull up a uniform, and then we can pay extra points to be like, but you said that those triangles represented the jet stream, which comes nearly near your campus. Hey, have you all ever run a marathon? Any of y'all marathoners?
No, I have never run a marathon ever. And watching what occurred here is kind of insane.
My wife runs marathons. I thought it would be really cute one time to at the very end, I'll run the last mile with you and like cheer her on. but she was so tired, and my chipperness, she was like, just shut the fuck up. Don't talk to me. So a dude did the London Marathon, which was on Monday this week, and he had a different wine at each mile. That's really impressive.
I can't even do that on a day of day drinking. Like,
So
That sounds like a lot just to walk around drinking.
Yeah.
it was like a taste, and he tried to guess what it was at each mile. Like he would,
I can't imagine being like 24 miles into a marathon and having
Yeah.
my brain functioning beyond my body just wants to stop. Every like cell in my body is screaming at me to stop.
Do you know what makes me angry? Do you know what
he was
drives me
not
crazy?
doing well.
Whenever I go to like big races and people are dressed up, like the idea that whatever race we're doing is so like casual fun for you that you can like have a costume and make it is like, oh, and I'm just here trying to survive.
Yeah, like I love like why he's running it, that he was running it for hospice who cared for his mom,
Exactly.
Yeah.
which is like that's incredibly sweet, given that my mom was in hospice for a long time. And like I think that's beautiful. But this dude is just built different. Like there's nothing to it. Like
Marathoners are built
like there's
different.
nothing like I'm not like dogging this guy at all. This guy is just built different.
See, I would like to see some more like elite athletes from like other sports kind of get on the trend of like wearing a ridiculous costume or something,
Okay.
right? Like,
Right, like what
Can you,
people do for 5Ks.
Like doing the Tour de France, but
right,
you know,
right.
as-
Like I'm saying, at a certain point, we're like, okay, like Steph Curry's too good. He's gonna play in like a chicken suit or
I
something
guess to
like
wear
that.
a Zentai suit, yeah, something like that, yeah.
Yeah, like I want to see maybe that's how the NBA fixes the All-Star game.
Well, that's your
'Cause
handicap.
there's a
your
costume
costume's your
Make-
handicap. If you're too
Make
good, you have
everybody
to-
wear those inflatable sumo costumes.
No, if you
I was
if
gonna
you
say
start
that or
scoring-
the T-Rex.
Yes.
If you start scoring too many points, you have to wear like oven mitts or something. You get penalties.
Mhm.
I like this.
Like that.
Okay, hey,
Make-
NBA, listen, we've solved your
snor-
All-Star game problem.
Throw the snorkel on. Make them put on the
Oh, the
flipper
yep.
fins?
the flipper fins. Yeah, make them do that. They have to change their shoes to like, you know. I
Has
don't want
anyone
to put
climbed
bowling
Oh,
shoes
and they
on.
got to wear the floaties. You got to wear
They
the
gotta
floaties.
wear
Yeah,
the
yeah.
floaties.
You can't not go without the floaties.
Has anyone
Right.
climbed Everest in a silly costume yet, or is that still not something we do?
I feel like Everest is not a casual thing. Like I don't care how good
No,
you are.
they're,
That cannot
like,
be casual.
I
Like,
well, I mean, you
people
could define
die. So
casual
many
as
people
you could
die.
define casual as the fact that people will go up and not even know how to put on crampons.
Right.
That's casual, but I don't think you could put. I also think that your costume would freeze.
Yeah, I'm
Like,
trying to
just
imagine how
crumble
like
into
one of those
dust.
T-Rex costumes would survive on the North
Yes,
Face.
it would just like crack and crumble into dust once you start to get toward the death zone.
If we get to the point where people are climbing Everest in costumes, I feel like we need to strike that off the list.
All right, here we go. We have. I found an article. It says the 7 weirdest of the weird Mount Everest records that will leave you
Oh,
dumbfounded.
is this BuzzFeed? Tell me you got BuzzFeed.
It just says thewildcone.com.
Oh, so this is real. This is vetted information, people.
Okay,
This is
sure.
hard
This is
hitting
all
journalism,
true.
y'all.
All
Okay.
true.
So number 1, it says the first man to strip off on the top of Mount Everest. So there was a Nepali climber who did that, become the first man in the world to stand naked on the top of Everest in 2006. Jesus Christ.
Love it.
He stood there buck
26.
naked for 3 minutes in a temperature that can go down as low as
Woo!
36 degrees
Oh,
Celsius, negative 36 degrees Celsius. Sorry.
I have felt that. No, thank you. I didn't
Yeah,
know
no.
any
No.
part of my body.
I feel like it's got to be windy up there.
oh, it's
too.
got to be.
Oh,
hella-
100%.
hella windy.
definitely.
Well, from just a wind chill, but also like, man, what if your clothes blow away?
so
Oh,
Like
yeah.
you can't really chase after
Put 'em
them
under a
in a lot of
rock.
directions. Like
That-
there's
that moves that goes into number 2. There was the first man to attempt climbing Everest in shorts and shoes. There was a Dutch man.
So costumes are possibilities. We're
right.
getting closer.
So there was a Dutch man called Wim Hof.
Sure.
Nickname. He goes by the nickname of Iceman for his apparent ability to withstand
course he
extreme
does.
cold. He tried setting a new record by climbing Everest in just a pair of shorts and shoes in 2007. The Iceman could only manage to go up to an altitude of 6,700 meters and had
Oh,
to
he can
return
get
to base
close.
camp.
Fuck that.
He didn't even get close. There were folks that got married on the top of Everest.
Nah, lame.
Okay. There was the first climber to sing the national anthem on the Everest top.
Lame.
Wait, which national anthem?
I'm trying to figure this out.
Come on, we all know it's America.
Oh yeah, guarantee. Yeah.
Hold
Famous
on.
American
The name is
landmark
the
on
name
Everest.
is Ratnesh Pandey, so I don't want to say that for sure.
Oh,
It was an Indian climber, so maybe
Okay.
the Indian national
interesting.
anthem.
But how
Uh,
we don't know. I guarantee you, Hillary saying "God save the Queen," like he king or queen, whoever it was a queen at that point. I think. I feel like that's something he totally would have done.
So then there was another one that says the first DJ to throw the highest party on Earth, Paul
Was he streaming it on his
Oakenfold.
Instagram? Wait, Oakenfold?
Oakenfold didn't make it to the
Oakenfold.
top, but 5,300 meters high. And he
Now
he
I don't want to hear
DJ'd up there.
fucking Camp 3 DJ. No.
No, I want to hear him play Southern Sun as high as he can get up on Everest.
That's all right.
So here's a question.
yeah.
What song would you sing at the top of Mount Everest?
Man, that's a tough one.
I mean, Rocky Top is my go-to.
Strangers
It's not
ain't
the
come
Rockies,
down
though.
from a
Uh-huh.
Rocky Top because they're dead in Rainbow Valley.
Mm-hmm.
It's not. It's,
Look, there are the strangers over there. I can see their toes. They've been there for 40 years. People have had to have drunk on top of.
Oh, for sure. So that's not. There was a pair of twins, the first twins to climb Mount Everest, and then the last one in 2013. There was a dog that made it to the Everest base camp. The name of the dog was Rupee.
The base camp. God, the base
Base
camp.
camp, not to the top though.
Yeah, but people will still get fucked up at base camp. Like,
That is-
I mean-
you
that
can
is
still get fucked up by altitude sickness at base camp.
Yeah,
That is true. That dog is going to go back and tell some
Also,
tales.
shouts
his
out to that
friends.
dog.
yeah,
Good dog.
good dog. It was a dog. It was a rescue dog too, and they took the dog on a trip to Everest. We rescued you. Now let's go climb a mountain.
That's so. Oh my god.
The weirdest thing I would do is just take my dog floating with us. Like, I can't imagine taking my dog to Everest.
I don't have anybody to watch the dog. I'm going to climb. I have no choice.
That's it. Yes.
Listen, we've all been there.
Yeah,
Whom's to money?
no dog sitting.
What other extreme thing could you do wearing a costume that you could get away with it at this point?
I mean, I feel like
No one
water
goes to the
skiing
bottom
is
of-
done.
Yeah, no one goes to the bottom of the Marianas Trench in a fucking costume.
I mean, I feel like people have already gone very deep in the sea in a dumb thing, and we saw how that ended
Oh,
up.
that is true. Yeah, that is true. Whoops.
Yeah, that did not go well.
I don't want to circle back to Big Bird almost dying on the Challenger, but
Oh my
going,
God,
not
going to
again.
space in a costume.
In the big
We
bird
almost
costume.
I was
that.
trying to think of something fun. Like, you could put, like, fun patches on your diving suit when you go down in your submarine to the Marianas Trench. But now I'm just sad.
The idea that there would have to be an episode talking about that at some point.
That
I
has
would have
never
to
left
write
my
it.
mind. I want you to know that. Like, that's there.
I
Like,
know.
we were spared from Carol Spinney meeting a very untimely fate.
And lastly, for our first half of the show at least, we have the pole vault in the mall. The Drake relays in Nebraska? Where's the
No, that's
Drake?
Iowa.
Drake's Nebraska. Iowa,
Moines.
close. Same thing.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh boy.
Man, that's the fighting
mm,
words.
mm.
Jesus Christ, man.
I'm not responsible for what he just said.
No, Iowa and Nebraska, like these are our warring factions inside the Sickos pole world. We're heavy Iowa and heavy Nebraska.
Yep. Nebraska, by the way, this week, accounting school. They won
That's
an
right.
accounting national championship. Go Big Red.
Okay, you kind of made it up to them, but now you got to make it up to Iowa.
Iowa,
Deacon Hill transferred.
yeah, y'all. Most
Okay.
of y'all were okay with that, so there you go. So at the Drake relays, they do their pole vaulting in the mall, and that is, first off, a great use for malls. There are several near me that are dead or dying, and I feel like indoor track and field is a good thing to use these spaces for.
Especially at this time of year when the weather can be so like up or down. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
this is it. Also, the Mall of America could never.
It was a 10-year hiatus, and they brought it back to the mall.
I love this.
Return to malls. The 80s are back in a big way.
I'm trying to imagine, because they're going, the vaulters are going straight at a little like pedestrian like overpass on the second floor.
Yeah.
You could be up on the second floor and see these folks, and I would be worried, even though there's plenty of space. Just the way my brain works is like, oh, I'm going to just slam myself into that.
Oh no, I fully was watching this and like worried that someone was going to just eat shit, slamming into the glass.
I wanted somebody to go to the second floor, honestly. Like just go
land
over
very
the railing.
daintily up there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Start crowd surfing.
Yeah. I mean, I love the stores that it was near. It's just like they're trying to land. They're jumping over the Kendra Scott store, and they're landing in the mat by the Anthropology store.
Anthropology.
Close.
Anthropology.
So close.
Okay.
So close.
Damn it. All right. I'm gonna mispronounce like so many other things throughout the rest of this pod after this. So
I like anthropology. Keep going.
Anthropology.
Just differentiate it from my major, please.
Anthropology.
Anthropology.
I do call that store Anthro as well.
Yeah, and everybody calls it Anthro, which is why like we would always just call it Anth when we were referring to the classes. Oh, I'm taking Anth 341.
Yeah, they started running from the K Jewelers.
Yeah, who doesn't?
Yeah, this is a real like who's who of a mall.
It is.
It is a moderately.
Wait, did they like vault over like the skincare kiosk that chases you halfway down the aisle?
The popcorn store that doesn't seem to ever sell any popcorn, but it always has popcorn.
It's crazy. What is on the other side?
There's just so many places in malls now. Like, I don't know. I feel like it used to be like you'd go to the mall and like, yeah, there would be stores that you personally never went in, but you're like, okay, like I can see that. And I feel like there's so many places, and it must just be like really kind of cheap because like there's not a lot of demand to have like a storefront in a mall now. Because there's like places in malls now where I'm like, what is this business? Like, what are you doing here?
I assume that most malls are pretty cheap at this point.
Yeah, or like any of the like clothing stores. You're just like, did you just open up a mall for your Etsy storefront? Like, is that what we're doing here?
Oh, that is my favorite thing to do, y'all, is to go into dying malls and see what local businesses have taken out the chains. Because it's always like the sword store that also sells like anime scrolls.
Listen, that's a time-honored institution.
It is. Oh, absolutely. It has the little happy cat.
Oh, the Monarchy Neko, yeah.
Uh-huh. So you got that.
The one that I don't get is like, man, like how is this a thing that feels like pretty ubiquitous in malls is Spencer's, simply because that just feels like a thing where like anyone that would want anything in there would have gotten it online.
Now,
like there's certain demographics that will still probably gravitate toward malls over online. There are certain products that you will gravitate to a mall rather than online, like clothing where you want to actually try it on. Like that's Spencer's is a store where I'm like, wow.
I need to explain to you that it's a holdover from a time when that wasn't a thing. Like
Spencer, I'm aware of that. It's just that they're still around in 2024.
Right, and the fact that it's still around and it's still stuck in like be kind and say 1997.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, I remember going into Spencer's like when I was 5 or 6, and he that shirt says butt on it. Like that was the kind of thing. It was so edgy and so
right, or like, ooh, they got a black light. Let's go inside.
Uh-huh.
And,
like it feels like a store that somehow like paid a lease up front or something.
Oh, for the next like 50 like a 50-year lease.
Yeah, like somehow
it's a rent controlled spot.
We'll give you we'll give you
just there.
We'll give you a 25-year contract if you pay up front, and we'll give you a 5% discount on the rent.
Maybe
right. Well, like $1994, that money's gonna go.
That may work.
I do their money on their piercings because they tend to have lots of like nose piercings cheap and like stuff like the actual jewelry.
Well, and the jewelry is so crappy that you have to go back like over and over again.
It's the Claire's
hoping
problem.
That you're going to get something good because you don't want to go back to your actual piercer, even though by going to Spencer's 4 times you've spent the same amount of money as if you just went back to your piercer and said, "Please change my jewelry."
I wonder who owns them. Hold up, I need to know who owns Spencer's.
I did want to note that on the other side of the I'm sorry, I can't even say it right. Anthropology store. It was a Williams Sonoma. So if the pole vault went wrong, they could have knocked all like the pots and pans.
Oh, that's some expensive.
That is
stuff.
some
Yeah, it is.
expensive. That's
Yeah.
some expensive shit right there.
Oh shit!
I do.
Well,
They're
and it's gonna hurt if they like run into
Oh
like,
yeah.
that porcelain ware or
Oh,
like
yeah.
that KitchenAid. Like I have a
Yeah.
bread baking dish.
There's
that
that
is just
La
massive.
Crusette
They hit those
baking
Dutch
set
ovens.
that
That's gonna hurt.
the Dutch oven that you'll use like once.
I do have another Spencer's theory, which is that it's actually a store that's owned and operated by Spencer Hall, and he's just forgotten about it.
That could also very much be
That
it.
makes
Like,
sense.
you
Yeah.
know, if you like play one of those video games that's like always online, and you just kind of forget about it for a while, and then
Just
like
running
you'll
on
check in
inertia.
and be like,
Mhm.
damn, like I've been accumulating like $3 million in video game currency in this game.
Right. It's like
Right.
your Neopets. You leave them, but they don't suffer as much neglect as when you would leave your Neopets for long periods of time.
I'm
Right,
gonna
and
tell
that's
you
the
that
Spencer's business
I'm
model.
gonna tell you who they own, and it's all gonna make sense to you, y'all. Spencer's Gift is the parent company for Spirit Halloween.
Oh my god.
Oh, see, that's what it is.
No.
Spirit is propping up Spencer's gifts.
That's it, y'all. Also,
Oh,
Spencer
dude.
Universal Studios owned Spencer's between 96 and 2003. They've been owned by a lot of big names. I don't know what to tell you. They were owned by Seagram.
Like
Wait,
Seagram's
rum?
gin?
Like yeah, like the multinational conglomerate. Yes, they were owned by Seagram for a bit.
My god. That's gonna be a
Oh.
fun wiki.
Yeah, okay. So this is okay. Wow, this is bizarre. Cool. Anyway,
Right.
Spencer's Gift still exists. Now they're an independent company that also owns Spirit Halloween. Sure. Beth, how are you?
I'm great. Everything's good.
You sent me a picture of something with alto clef in it, and my stomach sank. Luckily, you asked a question that I had an answer for. But if you'd asked me for notes, I was like, "Oh, that's a C. Oh God, I forgot." Sweat pouring down my face.
That has been my whole world for the last 3 days. Like since we recorded last, I have done nothing except vote and do that.
I'm so sorry. Well, now that Beth is here, we can go into our ad read, which means, of course, we have our partners, 7 Coffee Roasters, Bearded Brothers, and Cola Goodies, and Pour More Liquor subscription. For the liquor subscription, use offer code YES, ha ha ha, yes, 3 ha's, for 5% off your first order, unless you live in Utah, Mississippi, Alabama, Massachusetts, Tennessee, Hawaii, Michigan, or South Dakota. Go fuck yourself if you live there. I don't know. I gotta tell you what to do. Commish, how is that tea rum? You like it still?
It's good. I still have probably maybe about 2 or 3 drinks left in it. It's good stuff.
Yeah. As always, you can join our Patreon for $5 a month. That gets you access to our Discord, where we talk about all sorts of things, including weekly rankings during the season. We have live chat during games. Right now, we're sort of in the off season, trying to figure out what our next couple moves. Of course, we have the Olympics this summer. I'm excited for that. Trying to figure out what we're going to keep track of.
Everything.
Probably gold medals for random countries.
That's right.
Also, if you pay for our Patreon, you also get access to our paywall Substack posts and our Patreon exclusive podcasts, including Commish's Corner, Yes, Rah Rah Rah, Yes, and the Prairie View Chronicles. We have those are also available if you pay for our Substack as well. We have our YouTube channel that has great animated shorts on it that people have really been enjoying. Thank you for your feedback. Our Instagram. We have our Substack, which includes right now our series, The Best Season of All Time for teams who stopped having a football team that Commish is doing. What's your next team? Have you announced it yet?
I have not, but I'm working on the Drexel Dragons.
There we go. And as always, shout out Message Board Geniuses podcast. They go to the places we refuse to go because our brains just can't take that. My therapist has enough work as it is. And lastly, if you want the softest, best collegiate apparel that's licensed by your favorite schools, big and small, Homefield Apparel, use offer code YES, ha ha ha, yes, that's 3 ha's for 15% off your first order. I'm not wearing any Homefield tonight, but I can look at my guest bed, which, we got Michigan, we got the Happy Donkey from Colorado School of Mines.
Blaster voted today.
Blaster voted today.
I got my I voted sticker as well on Home Field Apparel right here.
You
There you
got a
go.
pit hat too. It's perfect.
I am looking on my bed over here, my guest bed, which is actually my laundry pile. It's clean laundry. And I do see 5 home field pieces just staring at it right now. So go to them.
Just
Come in.
pretend I'm wearing the Kent State refrigerator bowl in honor of the women's Kent State golfing dynasty in the MAC.
25 in a Oh, baby.
25 in a row.
Hey, Beth, you want to hear a delusional thing that I've decided to take on in the last 30
Whee!
minutes?
Sure.
We found out that Kent State women's golf has won 25 in a row. Basically, has won every MAC women's golf title.
Wow.
And I want to find out the longest winning streak for any sport in any conference.
No.
Oh, good.
No.
Oh, good. I knew that panicked look meant that I'm on the right path here. Thank you, Beth.
No. Maybe the Big Sky will help.
They
Maybe
can
they'll
do
hold
their
me in
own
Big
research.
Sky. Commish,
Okay.
what are we doing?
All right. So we do have the NFL draft coming up, and the podcast comes out on the same day of the first round of the NFL draft.
Boom, 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 ba-da-dum, boom, boom.
That is correct.
To
So
be on Grove Street.
Exactly.
that's correct. It was from Greece, apparently. So I wanted to let you know that since the NFL wanted to be really international this year, they wanted to broaden their horizons by allowing teams to pick the markets that they go into and allow them to market to. That led to the Steelers being just marketing to Northern Ireland only. The Saints being the only one in France. Switzerland
Like
getting
2
5
billion
different teams.
2 billion people in Asia getting one team.
Getting the Rams. So I felt, as the commissioner of the Sickos Committee, we needed to help the NFL out here. We needed to help the NFL figure out how to market to these large markets that are untapped in international markets by forcing NFL teams to play an international game there. Now, whether this is a yearly basis or not, we'll see. But since we have an NFL draft coming up, we're actually going to do this in draft order. So I have a few rules of the game here. So Jordan, Beth, Brigit, and Arthur, you are drafting a city where this NFL team must play an international game during the regular season. We are ignoring all political climates. We're just going to say utopia rules at this moment. The commission
World
has
peace. We did it, everybody.
We did it, everybody, for the NFL.
So proud of us.
So
Actually, first, I would like to share my feelings about the conflict on this podcast.
Oh my God.
Bad Jordan. Okay, we already off to a rough start with Arthur talking about cocaine earlier. And
the Bush administration's reasons for the
WMDs
Iraq War.
Iraq War. Yes, we don't have to go back.
So just for the record, this is more Tony Blair, but
okay.
Yes.
Oh, you're right. Sorry.
But,
yes.
Again, more international conflict here. Shout out to 10 Downing Street. So, I have sorted around 4 to 5 international cities with a population that is relatively close to the metro area of the NFL city.
Okay.
Now, you get to pick the city for the NFL team based on how mean or how nice you want to be. Then the fun part begins. You get to scramble for 1 minute as you pick the stadium where the game will be hosted in that city that you pick. Yes, we can do the Sickos Committee Googles things here.
Sickos Committee Googles things.
Perfect. You must provide, you have a minute to provide the wiki link of the stadium into the Sickos Discord podcast chat.
Okay.
So the one that we do for everybody that joins the Discord. Each of you are going to get to draft 8 different NFL teams, and you can trade team picks in each section of 4 teams. Okay?
Okay. Where's my list of cities?
Hold on. I'm going to read them out to you, and you get to choose. So I want to let you know we're going to be doing the NFL draft order before all the trades occurred, so each team has a pick in the first round. So, like, Chicago would technically have the first pick overall because Carolina traded their pick, but we're giving Carolina the first pick here. So, who would like to go first? I'm not going to even choose that.
I'll go first. Pick me. Choose me.
All right, so Jordan is first. Who wants next?
I will go next.
Beth is next. Who wants
I'll go
next? All right, then Brigit, and then Arthur will be coming up fourth here. So let's get Jordan on the clock with the first pick in the draft.
Okay.
Jordan is
Carolina.
representing the Carolina Panthers with a metro area population as of 2021 of 2,701,046.
Good options here in that.
Your potential international cities to play a game. You have Algiers, Algeria, Lubumbashi of the the Democratic Republic of Congo,
Mhm.
Pretoria, South Africa, Manchester of the United Kingdom, and Shizuoka, Japan.
You know,
Shizuoka.
I feel like we're gonna send him to Old Trafford. I already know my stadium too.
All right, so Old Trafford,
We're going to Manchester, baby.
Manchester, UK, for the Carolina Panthers.
I'm telling you, if the Jaguars can play games in London, we're gonna send their expansion partners Carolina to Manchester.
Okay. All right. Pick number 2. It is time for Beth. You are the GM of the Washington Commanders.
Sorry. Oh my God.
Oh God. Oh no. I should have looked first.
All right. The metro area
Never
population
volunteer.
that we're given.
We're changing
giving-
the name back to the Washington football team, by the way.
Okay. All right. Done. All right. Washington football team. So, the Washington Commanders metro area population, 6,356,434 as of 2021. You have your choices of Khartoum, Sudan, Johannesburg, South Africa, Belo Horizonte, Brazil, and Dalian, China.
Oh, this is going to turn into a game of Jordan doesn't know Chinese cities with populations of over 3 million, and there are like 40 of them.
There was a
I know
lot.
how this
I
game
tried
goes.
to limit
I know how
China
this
as
game
much as
goes.
possible.
I'm also just going to enjoy your pronunciation of everything.
Oh, I'm going
just
to mess
let him
everything
go
up.
into it.
Oh.
It's going to
This is-
go.
this is great.
Dylon
Enjoy.
Sports Center Stadium is so pretty. Oh, we're going there.
So
Oh, I
Dalian,
like it a lot.
China?
Yes.
Isn't it Dalian? I've been
Dalian?
there.
Okay, sorry, I
Dalian?
said it wrong.
There we go.
What is it called?
Dalian.
Dalian
Thank
Sports Center Stadium. Oh, I love this. It's got that little like nest vibe to it. Yes,
All right.
I dig it.
Next
It's
Those are
pick.
like if
pretty.
Epcot got mushed.
Next pick. It is for Brigit.
I'm scared.
Your team is the New England Patriots.
Oh God, why?
Oh, good. Okay, here we go.
Again, this is up to you on
this is
how
what I
nice,
get. This is what
how
I get.
nice or how mean you want to be.
All right.
Their metro area population is 4,899,932. And your city choices are, I am going to say this wrong and pronounce everything wrong. It is Jeddah, Saudi Arabia,
That was good. Jeddah,
Brasilia,
Yeah, Jeddah.
Brazil,
close. Ooh.
Kunming, China, or Kabul, Afghanistan.
I don't know how many
Can I have my
cities
first two
Kabul
again?
has currently.
First one is Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. That's Jidddah. And then Brasilia, Brazil. Or then you have Kunming, China. Or Kabul,
Brasilia is like
Afghanistan.
a very humid place. That would be fun to watch the
Mhm.
Patriots
It is.
play. I like that. Got those planned city vibes.
So Dalian Sports Center Stadium, since I looked it up, has a stadium, it has an arena, it has a tennis pitch, it has a baseball pitch, and a swimming stadium.
Perfect.
So cool.
Okay. So part of me wants to be a real F1 sicko and say that they would go to Jeddah,
Okay.
but it would be a purpose-built stadium, just like they're saying they're going to do for F1.
Okay.
And the specs are just insane, and it's never going to happen.
No,
But I have looked up the Estadio Nacional Garinha. I'm very sorry to the nation of Brazil. And it's part of one of several structures that make up Brasilia's Ayrton Senna Sports Complex. And because I love Senna, that's what I'm choosing.
Oh, I like
choosing
that. Good
Brasilia.
choice. Good choice.
All right. So
Good work.
perfect.
Portuguese is just Spanish spelled wrong.
Right.
I've tried
All right.
so hard. I have Brazilian friends. I've tried so hard to learn to pronounce it. I've given up at this point.
Okay. So we have the stadium, Estadio Nacional Mane Garincha.
Garincha, yeah.
Garincha. I think I got his card at some point in FIFA.
Mane, yeah. Or Garincha,
Garincha.
yeah.
Yes. All right. Arthur's up on the clock. The Arizona Cardinals.
Boy.
Their metro area population 4,946,145. Very similar to New England, but
Come on, get us a Middle East team here. Let's send him to another desert.
let's see here. So, well, I mean, she had a chance, but she chose not to. So we have Monterrey, Mexico, Sydney, Australia, Changsha, China, or Cape Town, South Africa.
What was that first one again?
Monterrey, Mexico.
Okay, let's see.
That's not quite a local move, but considering the other ones, it is.
Yes.
All right, so I will go with here we go. Estadio BBVA.
Yes, you will.
Because this, which is in Monterrey, Mexico.
Okay.
Because
Viva Los Compass Bowl.
because of how many BBVA Compass Bowls Pitt played in.
Okay.
So I have an affinity for BBVA, whatever it is that is. I don't know what BBVA is besides they have names on sports things.
Okay. Is this the one with the mountain overlooking thing?
Yes, it is.
That
This is a nice one.
stadium looks like somebody took like an old Apple Magic Mouse and flipped it upside down.
Okay.
Yeah,
They
like
only
they
did-
definitely
they-
had fun like playing with like the selective
Mhm.
the selective masking in Lightroom and Photoshop. But listen, I wasn't mad at it. It was gorgeous.
Okay. So we'll continue here. So we're up to sections picks 5, 6, 7, and 8. If anybody wants to trade any order, you're welcome to do so now.
Keep going.
That
wanna stay in
assumes
order?
I have any idea about the upcoming NFL draft order.
That is true. Yes.
Yeah, that's too much work for us. We just get
Yeah,
Yeah,
no, just
go ahead.
I
Try to
go
get
into
those
this like
trades.
Eurovision. I like to be surprised.
Okay. So Jordan is up first. He has the Los Angeles Chargers. Metro area population of 12,997,000.
There are like 4 cities. Yeah. Okay. Go.
How many rounds in a
353.
row can we pass over South Africa? Let's find out.
Yeah.
Let's
Right.
see. There'll be some more opportunities coming up soon.
We
So
saw-
They
World
hosted the World
Peace,
Cup, so they
Jordan.
must have a lot of empty stadiums.
let's go
Yeah, that's
here.
partially why I chose Brazil because I'm like, these stadiums aren't getting used as much as they said they were gonna.
That's right. All right. So the Chargers, Rio de Janeiro, Brazil,
Classic.
Shenzhen, China, Moscow, Russia, Chennai, India, and Bogota, Colombia. If I said Chennai wrong, I apologize.
Oh, they're going to
Yeah,
Chennai.
you were good.
Like
Chennai.
they're 100% going to Chennai
All right.
because Chennai has to have one of those giant cricket stadiums. Hold up.
Let's see what we got.
Wait, where did they just build Narendra Modi Stadium?
I don't think that was in Chennai. Here we go. We actually have a stadium that's used for soccer, so this will be work. This is the Jawaharlal Nehru Stadium.
Nice.
Like a
Only
Nehru
seats-
jacket? Like
only
that kind of
seats-
Nehru?
Yeah, only seats 40,000.
Okay.
But I think we can make this work. There we go.
Awesome.
It'll just be like Chargers games back when they played at the Q.
Right.
Or back when they played in the Los Angeles Galaxy Stadium.
Exactly.
Perfect. All right. Next pick. It is Beth. You are picking for the New York Giants.
Oh, do I have to? Okay.
You do. I mean, does anybody want to trade with her? Arthur, Brigit, or...
All right.
You're
What's
asking-
the
you're asking for
longest
too
flight I
much.
can give these people?
Okay. All right. So the New York Giants metro area population is 458. So you have a choice of Dhaka, Bangladesh,
Oh, that's a strong
Sao
competitor.
Paulo, Brazil, Cairo, Egypt, Mexico City, Mexico, or Beijing, China.
Oh, these are all so good.
I mean, we're almost certainly going to Bangladesh.
You have to. You got to go to Dhaka. They have to
going-
have one of those cricket stadiums. That
He's
seats
going to
like they do.
Dhaka. Is that what
You
it
could
is?
also subject them to going to Beijing and having to figure out how to get between the ring roads.
The clock is running low.
Do you have a timer or is this just vibes?
Share a Bangla National Cricket Stadium. Let's see. What do you look like?
Oh, so she's picked Dhaka. Now we're just trying to pick a
Yes,
stadium.
This is great. It's just massive and it looks like a minor league baseball stadium. And this makes me very happy to send them halfway around the world to go play in
Done. Sold.
a teeny place.
Cricket grounds are great. That's going to make for some great heckling.
Oh yeah, cricket.
It's
Cricket.
25,000 seems perfect. You're welcome, New York.
The Shera Bangla National Cricket Stadium is
Love
going to be
it.
hosting the
That
game.
looks very good.
It does.
Like extremely good.
Okay. Bridget, you're picking for the
And
Tennessee
it's 10
Titans.
kilometers from the city center, which means they also have to take a bus.
Even better. Done.
All right.
Sold.
Bridget, you are picking for the Tennessee Titans with pick number 7.
Let's go.
Population 2,012,476. So we got some smaller cities here. We have Davao City, Philippines,
Ooh.
Okay.
Vienna, Austria, Rabat, Morocco, or Quito, Ecuador.
Oh, good choices.
Ooh. All right, we've narrowed it down to 2. Okay, that doesn't help
So just
me.
tell me what city you pick and then go for the stadium after that.
All right, there's a part of me. Okay,
Found the thing, and I
we're
don't want it to be concept art.
no. That's exactly why I'm looking it up. Ooh, this is a real good one. So we have chosen Quito.
Oh,
good
Ecuador.
call. Yes.
Okay.
Because Rocky Top and Ecuador.
Good old Ecuador.
It fits. Holy shit, it fits the meter.
If I remembered my Spanish, if I wasn't hopped up on NyQuil and 2 seltzers, I would try to translate Rocky Top into Spanish, but that's not going to happen right now. So we have chosen Estadio Rodrigo Paz Delgado in Quito, Ecuador. It is a very beautiful stadium. I will drop it into the chat along with the
What I want to know
fisheye
is-
lens.
I want to know the altitude. There we go.
It is 2,734 meters.
Yeah, it is.
Whoo! All right.
I
people-
don't want to subject them to any actual altitude sickness. I just think this is a kick-ass stadium.
Well, it is. That does translate to about 8,900 feet above sea level.
Whoo!
So,
Take
altitude sickness-
that,
That's
Denver.
real Rocky Top.
That's
Take-
that's real. Rocky
Take
Top.
that, Denver.
Yeah,
Man,
we're-
they must have so many triangles up there.
A lot of
on the back
triangles.
of the jerseys, 8,969.
Look, I'm looking at the mountains. The mountains are very triangular.
Okay.
But are they blue?
It's all right. Arthur, you're up next. You are drafting
Oh boy.
8th for the Atlanta Falcons. Metro area population of 6,144,050.
I'm also learning a lot about how big certain metro areas are tonight. I'm learning.
You are your choices here. You have Abidjan, Ivory Coast, Barcelona, Spain, Yangon, Myanmar, Addis Ababa, Ethiopia.
That's Ethiopia's strong.
Okay, so the obvious one is to just go for the Barcelona one that the soccer team plays in.
Los Falcons.
Or where
Yes.
the
Los
fucking
Falcones.
Barcelona Dragons play. They already have a football team there.
They do.
There's already lines on the field.
But you have 2 in Africa and 1 in Asia that are really calling you.
Yeah,
at this point.
Yangon is like a purpose-built city to be the capital, and it shows, but B it's kind of a trip.
And then they march the
everyone's
entire
Google
fucking
Yangon
capital
right now.
5 hours north.
Yes.
What we're running up against here is me learning foreign stadiums from Football Manager, which is heavily European.
No, it's
bias.
fine. Hey, go for it. You do what you know.
But we're gonna break the Eurocentrism of Football Manager right here, right now.
No disrespect to other cities or other continents, but with European stadiums, I'm I've won a lot of matches there in my career as a football manager.
And you're when you were in the 8th tier of Spanish soccer.
Exactly.
All right.
So
Is Arthur
so what were my non-Barcelona options?
All right. So you have Abidjan, Ivory Coast. You have Yangon, Myanmar, or Addis Ababa, Ethiopia.
I don't know. I'm just gonna go with Barcelona Stadium here because I feel like that's a landmark.
Going to Camp Nou. Camp Nou.
Yeah, Camp Nou. Just because I feel like I want to have American football in places that soccer fans think are kind of sacred places, right?
Did you see the Real Madrid grass escalator or grass elevator?
That's very nice.
That was amazing. That they pull they have the fancy pitch in big chunks, and they literally have underground space that they slide over and drop it down.
I will say
So
this:
that,
whoever is picked 27, you may have that choice.
oh, there we go.
There you go. All right.
Okay, so put them in cap now. New.
Yeah. So basically, what I'm just saying is like, you know how last year at Le Mans they sent the NASCAR.
Yeah.
Like, I want to do that to European sports fans with their famous soccer stadium.
I like it. I dig that. Football at Old Trafford felt the same way to me. Yeah.
All right. Up ninth, the Chicago Bears in Jordan.
Hell yeah.
Drafting for the Bears. 9,509,934 population. Your choices: Hyderabad, India; Seoul, South Korea; Nanjing, China; or Luanda, Angola.
We're gonna have to take this to Seoul.
You have some real good choices as well.
Yeah, sending Chicago to Seoul for a game just feels very good. I like this a lot.
What's the stadium? What do we got here?
Biggest place I can get them in. I think either the World Cup Stadium or the Olympic Stadium. I'm going to go with I don't know. Let's see if there's something more fun. We'll put them in the big one, the Seoul Olympic Stadium. This was the one done for the '88 Olympics. It's where the national team plays sometimes. It's beautiful. We'll go with
Is that the one in Jamshid? Yeah.
So we'll go with that. Looks good to me.
I'm sad that we're
I
not
like
using,
the track.
I'm sad that we're not using Estadio 11 de Novembro from Angola, but next time. Next time, buddies.
Next time.
Okay.
So it feels correct there.
Beth
also Bruno Mars has had a concert there very recently.
There's been lots of K-pop concerts in that stadium.
There's so many.
She saw G-Dragon in that stadium, I want to say. We saw Taeyong next door.
This is very appropriate for Beth. She is drafting for the New York Jets. So we have to do the cheer for Beth. BETH, Beth.
Beth, yes.
That's perfect. We already know the population because it's the same as the New York Gigantes that she chose Dhaka, Bangladesh for. But guess
Close.
what? I got some more.
Got that country close. You were so close.
I got some choices here. We got Mumbai, India; Osaka, Japan; Chongqing, China; Karachi, Pakistan; and Kinshasa, Democratic Republic of Congo.
Oh, those are all good choices, Beth.
It's so tempting to just make them go play with the Giants and share a stadium on the other side.
I did that intentionally not to do that.
Do it. Beth, you have to.
Okay.
No,
Beth, you have to.
Oh, I want to.
I'm going to remain quiet to avoid.
I want to really badly.
Just do it. Pull the trigger.
I was trying to
make them play in the same stadium.
No gods, no rules. They're playing. I know, and we are spreading them to the other side of the earth together.
Good God!
I gotta make them go to Dhaka.
You have to. Oh my God!
Yes.
All right.
Congrats.
Off the board.
Thank you for not making the people of Osaka be subjected to Jets football.
They'll have to cover up all the Jet shit with little or the all giant shit with just little Jet signs.
I was tempted to send them to National Stadium in Karachi, Pakistan, but I couldn't help myself.
No, you can't.
All right. Well, Brigit gets to decide who gets inflicted with Minnesota Vikings.
Oh, this is.
Right.
I could be a big hater here.
The population here is 3,690,512. Your choices are Casablanca, Morocco; Kumasi, Ghana; Bekasi, Indonesia; or Faisalabad, Pakistan.
We're getting into city sizes.
Choice again?
I don't know.
The choices again?
The second choice.
My choices again.
Second choice?
Yes,
or
please.
all of them?
Let's go all of them, but mostly the second and third.
Casablanca, Morocco; Kumasi, Ghana; Bekasi, Indonesia; Faisalabad, Pakistan.
Ooh, this has a very we have chosen Bekasi, West Java, Indonesia.
Okay.
We've chosen Patriot Candrabaga Stadium in Indonesia because it's got a purple outline around the pitch.
Okay.
I love it.
It fits for the Vikings.
Sold.
Yes.
Perfect.
I hope my father-in-law appreciates me not being a hater here to the Vikings.
Okay. I like that one.
What's that city name again?
Patriot Stadium.
Bekasi.
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 Oh, it is a
All
decent
right.
stadium. I love it.
Yeah.
Arthur is up. Arthur is on the clock. He is representing the
that a
Denver
pink
Broncos.
Yeah,
looks
isn't it so
like
cool? I love it. That's
Yeah, it's fantastic. I love
yeah.
The Denver Broncos, 2,972,566.
How high can we get them?
How high can we get them, or how low can they go? We have Port-au-Prince, Haiti,
Not very high.
Dubai, UAE,
Oh,
Also not
God.
very high.
Also not very high.
Kiev, Ukraine,
Ooh, Kiev could be good.
Better.
or Bamako, Mali. If I said it wrong, which I know I've said it wrong.
Okay, hang on. So I'm Googling Bamako, Mali elevation.
That's B-A.
1,148 feet.
Okay.
We've got Kiev elevation.
It might be a little higher just because it's on a higher land.
Nope, Kiev is lower, 587 feet.
Okay.
Okay.
What else do we have?
Dude,
Port-au-Prince.
Port-au-Prince,
Or
Haiti.
Princess has to be like 10
That's going to be
feet,
very low.
like 10
Yeah.
feet above.
Port-au-Prince actually 322 feet. of
Way more
elevation.
than I thought.
That might just be like the highest point because I know it's like a port. Literally, port is in the name of the city.
Yes, it is.
And then Dubai elevation.
It's also on water.
16.4. Dubai is
I
like
was gonna
super
say, are we
low.
getting
Like,
into single digits?
they had like single like significant flooding there recently.
Okay.
So
Going to Mali, baby.
We're going to Mali.
well, so I don't know. Do I want to go high or do I want to go low? Because Mali, even though it is the highest, it is far, far, far from a mile high.
Mm.
So I think that we might as well try to send them as low as we can.
They're good. I mean, UAE will get an NFL team eventually. Might as well send the Broncos there now. This is their London tour.
And they're trying to build a very big airport, so they would have the capacity for the team and the equipment.
All right. What's the
Yeah,
stadium in Dubai?
So we have a couple options in Dubai. There aren't really that many that have very large capacity. I'm seeing a couple of 12,000 seat stadiums.
They'll build more.
There is one. I don't know anything about rugby. There is a stadium in Dubai called the Sevens Stadium.
Oh, Sevens.
Yeah.
Which I have no idea if a football field would fit, but I don't really care. I'm going with that for the Broncos. And I don't know, maybe they've had a player wear number 7 at some point that they can get behind.
Love it.
That fits. The Seven Stadium for John Elway. All right. Jordan is back on the clock. Jordan, you're drafting for the Las Vegas Raiders.
Okay.
2,292,476 is your population. Your choices: Tashkent, Uzbekistan; Brisbane, Australia; Baku, Azerbaijan; Agra, India; or Beirut, Lebanon.
We're going to go to Tashkent, I believe.
Tashkent.
Central Asia needs more football. I've said this many times.
Mm-hmm.
We've
And
avoided
fully
Africa so far, but
It's
okay.
just
good.
a science fact.
Yeah, the good people of Uzbekistan deserve this here. I'm very happy for them.
What's the stadium in Uzbekistan?
Let me figure that out for you. Let's see. We do have some options here in Tashkent. Looks like our best bet's probably going to be, well, I don't know. This is for the Raiders, right?
The Raiders, yes, of
Here we go.
Uzbekistan.
I could have gone with the big one, but I did not. I'm going with the Jar Stadium in the Jar Sports Complex at the Jar bus station. And it seats 8,500 people. It's a cozy stadium.
Nice.
But it has some real great vibes. It was built in 1998.
Sounds charming.
It is. It really is. Some very famous teams play there, like FC Obad. I know we're all big fans of them.
Totally.
So that's where we're gonna be sending the Raiders.
Okay. Next up is Beth. With the 14th pick, Beth is drafting for the New Orleans Saints. Who dat, Beth?
Now send them to a high location.
All right.
Hmm?
As
I
high,
do
send
not-
them as high as
I do not know whom that might be.
Whom is that? Whom's that?
Their
Whomst
metro
among us
area
think they gonna beat them
population.
Saints?
Their metro area population is the third lowest in the NFL. 1,261,726.
There's gonna be some fun stuff here.
We got Budapest, Hungary, Bucharest,
Okay.
Romania, Tripoli, Libya, Auckland, New Zealand, and San Jose, Costa Rica. Or Costa Rica.
Any choice of Bucharest or Budapest will piss off the other one.
I wonder.
These are some
man,
strong
I,
choices.
The
I
idea
wonder
of-
if you could fit a football field in that enormous dumb building that they have in Bucharest. The one that's like the heaviest building ever.
Oh, the Palace of the
Something
Parliament.
that's-
Yes,
Yes,
you
the one
probably
that-
could. You just have to take out a lot of marble to do so.
Well, I'm just saying they might finally find a use for that building if they.
Yeah, considering
I
the
Googled-
Parliament
I go-
doesn't want it now.
I googled enormous dumb building Bucharest and got exactly what you were talking about. Thank you.
So, I like the idea of sending the place that has the National World War II Museum to the shores of Tripoli.
Oh, I like
So-
that.
Yeah, so we're going to be going to Tripoli Municipal Stadium, which is a 10,000 seat capacity, a multi-use stadium in Tripoli. It is the ground. It's the home of AC Tripoli, and it is from 1960, and it kind of feels Sandlotty, and that makes me very happy for New Orleans. So congratulations, Saints! You will
Ooh,
be
very mid-century.
headed
Hold
to
up.
Tripoli.
Wait, which?
You like that?
Okay, hey Beth,
Did I find the wrong Tripoli?
that's Tripoli, Lebanon.
I'm so tired.
Oh, okay.
Sad.
No, you're fine.
Tripoli.
I just looked at it. I was like, why are they in the Lebanese Premier League?
I know.
Are we still doing Tripoli though? So she just got to find another stadium. All right.
Hang on. Tripoli, Libya this time.
Oh, they have a new one they're building.
I see that. I don't think it is. I think Tripoli Stadium is the only one that's going to be open. So that is where we will go. I was looking for better pictures of it, but I can't find any.
Okay. Tripoli Stadium. All right. Up next, Brigit. You're drafting for Jim Irsay and the Indianapolis Colts.
Let's go.
All right. Population of the metro areas, 2,126,804. You have the Muscles from Brussels, Belgium, Bursa, Turkey, Minsk, Belarus, Hiroshima, Japan, or Lome, Togo.
Lomé.
Lome.
Mm-hmm.
I went with Lome on
Got
the
it.
range.
No, that's fine. You flipped a coin. You
I've
went
got
with
some
it. I'm proud
family
of you.
there. Yay, Lomé.
All right, we are going just because
Like Benin, but skinnier.
we are going to Hiroshima.
Okay.
Hiroshima ikoze. We are going to Mazda Zoom Zoom Stadium Hiroshima. And it is the home of the Hiroshima Toyo Carp of the Japanese Central League. Just because I prefer Hiroshima style okonomiyaki to Osaka style.
So, just off the top of my head, the first stadium I think we picked in Africa is for the Saints.
Yes,
I believe so.
Yeah,
it was a very tough decision, but I'm hungry and now I'm thinking about okonomiyaki, and I had to go with Hiroshima.
All right. Arthur's up. 16th pick, the Seattle Seahawks. Brigit narrowly missed. 4,011,553. You have Recife, Brazil. If I said that incorrectly, I've done more incorrect pronunciations in my life on this podcast. Nanning, China. Kozhikode, India. Douala, Cameroon. Antananarivo, Madagascar. That's right. You could send them to Madagascar with the penguins.
And the baobab trees.
True.
Is it still believed that the folks that got to Madagascar came from the other direction? Like they came across the Indian Ocean to Madagascar and not from the continent?
Just people just wandering off Mauritius going, hey.
I think that's what actually happened. I can't tell for sure.
I have no idea what the currents are I have no idea.
Madagascar is one of the wildest places on Earth in terms of just like shit that exists
For
there
sure.
and literally nowhere else.
I would love to send an NFL game there, but yeah.
Players just
what was
wrestling
option
with
2?
lemurs.
Option 2 is Nanning, China. Not Manning, Nanning. Or
Yeah.
Nanning.
See, I'm trying to think of like, because like the only thing I really know about Seattle is the weather, and I don't think any of these are really in desert climates. I'm actually completely unsure about Madagascar. I have no idea what their climate is, but
The wild card, Madagascar.
yes, I'm not, because my initial feeling was like, okay, we're gonna dry out the Seahawks. We're gonna get them somewhere landlocked and very
Which of
little
those is most?
precipitation.
Which is the one of those is furthest from the water? Then
I'm not gonna spend time googling distance from ocean for every single one of these cities. So I am just gonna go with the Madagascar option.
Okay.
Just because that just seems like probably the farthest like out of left field. So there are a couple options, it seems, in Antananarivo. There's one called Stade Olympique La Emern. I don't know how to pronounce that.
Perfect.
That seats 1,500 people.
Oh yeah.
it's cozy. I like that.
Yes. There's one that apparently it's called Mahamasina Municipal Stadium.
That's their big stadium. That's where they play the national team plays.
Yes, that's like the biggest capacity. So that one can seat 40,000 people. So I guess I'll go with that one.
Okay.
Because that seems like, it's not, it still doesn't seem like that big a stadium when you look at like this bird's eye view picture, but I'll go with that one.
Okay.
Love it.
Seahawks fans do love to travel and be obnoxious.
They're gonna go all the way to
I say this
Madagascar.
as a Seahawks fan.
Perfect. Next up is going to be Jordan, and you are drafting for the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Okay.
All right.
London.
Okay. No, it is not an option here. 1,637,666. The devil number for the Jags. You have Benin City, Nigeria, La Paz, Bolivia, Matola, Mozambique, Warsaw, Poland, or Montevideo, Uruguay.
The answer is La Paz. The answer is absolutely La Paz.
All right.
And give me the second, and I will tell you what stadium it is. That would be Estadio Hernando Siles. It is at give me my elevation.
I knew if you got this one, you're going straight height, homie.
That would be at almost 12,000 feet above sea level.
Whoo!
Let's go.
Let's go. Get the oxygen up on the sidelines.
Get Trevor Lawrence on the mountain.
But can you imagine when they come back down, how fit they're going to be after doing all that at, 80% oxygen?
Totally. They're ready to go.
Okay, they're in Jacksonville, breathing Jacksonville air. Going up that high, it's going to feel like they're breathing like 100% oxygen. I guarantee.
Perfect.
Going to just like suck
All
it
right.
in. It'll be great.
Next draft, if you could link that stadium, it'd be appreciated.
Oh, yes, please. Sure.
Beth is up next. You have the Cincinnati Bengals. 2,259,900.
Let's see if we can't send them to a place where they have actual Bengals.
This may be tough here, but let's go ahead and do that. Aleppo, Syria. Tijuana, Mexico. Amman, Jordan. Grande Vitoria, Brazil, or Phnom Penh, Cambodia. So,
ooh,
you have a choice there.
And they play at Angkor Wat. Is there a stadium at Angkor Wat nearby they can play at?
Oh man, I'm always ready to rep Cambodia and Thailand.
Okay.
Right.
So we're going Cambodia as the choice of the city?
Yes.
All right. Finding the stadium.
There's some very good ones.
Oh, I like this one. We're going to send them to Morodok Teko National Stadium,
Oh yes.
which
Yeah,
is
I was just
Yes.
pointy as hell, and I love it.
It's
It's
so
pointy as
good.
hell.
Behold
Ooh,
its pointiness.
It's so good.
wow, that's very pointy.
Very, very, very good.
All right.
It's another multi-purpose, has a capacity of 60,000. You're playing on grass, so the Players League will love that. Yeah, I think this is a wonderful idea.
It's got a moat.
It does have a moat. I was hoping you'd notice.
It's got a
It's
moat.
got a moat.
Yep.
A stadium
And it's
with a
supposed
moat.
to look like a flower. And it's supposed to evoke Angkor Wat, which I love.
Yeah.
All right.
If we can't
Brigit,
get Angkor Wat, this is the next best thing. What's up?
Mhm.
Brigit is next. We have the Los Angeles Rams. We already did the Los Angeles Chargers.
Where did I? I was like, where did I put the
Chennai,
Raiders?
India.
That's the other LA team. Sorry.
Chennai, India has been chosen. Now I have
Okay.
other cities. You don't
Okay.
have to choose that. I have other cities here. You have Bangalore, India, Jakarta, Indonesia, Lima, Peru, or Bangkok, Thailand.
Ooh, okay.
Having a
So-
football game in Bangkok sounds like the most chaotic thing I can possibly imagine.
Which team was this again?
The
Rams.
Los Angeles
The
Rams. So you have Matt Stafford, Stetson Bennett.
Oh my god, there's so many.
Yes, there are.
There's a whole Wikipedia page just for sports venues in Bangkok.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Are we going with Bangkok here?
I think so. That's where the spirit's leading me.
Okay.
I also like it's between there and Peru.
Bangkok.
So now it's just gonna come down to which one do I vibe with more?
Okay, their big national stadium has 3 tiers of seats that would give me the absolute like want to pass out vibes from
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
heights.
Yeah.
It's goddamn wild.
Perfect.
I actually think we're gonna go with Peru.
Ooh.
Oh,
We're gonna go with Lima.
Lima,
So
Peru.
we-
Okay.
I dropped how vertical those stands are in the chat.
Yeah,
Jesus Christ.
so yeah, like if you've ever been to Angel Stadium, that's sort of what that feels like, but I imagine this is just like more. Rangers Stadium was like that too when we sat like in the very, very nosebleeds at the back. Like I just saw myself tumbling down the whole way. So we are choosing the National Stadium Peru, sometimes known as Estadio José Díaz or Estadio Nacional de Lima. How many people does it hold? I'm not seeing that, but I'm going to buzz in with this before my time is up.
I like it.
It's ticking.
Oh, 50,086 seats.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I like the design of the stadium too.
Yeah,
got
it's very nice. It's very nice. It's very pleasing. And I don't feel like anyone will fall to their deaths trying to get to their seats.
Perfect. All right. Arthur is up. And guess what, Arthur? You get the draft for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah. What is the Pittsburgh of Pittsburgh-sized cities?
All right. So here we go. We have a few here.
At least thanks to the Yinzer diaspora, we're going to be able to find fans wherever you put them.
Mm-hmm.
Totally. So I have it's 2,353,538. I have Taipei, Taiwan. Mogadishu. I have Damascus. And then I had Tashkent again. I don't know why I doubled up here. So
No, hey, Tashkent's not a 2-city team, okay?
it is
Just so
not
we're
a
clear.
two-city team.
What did I put in Tashkent? Hold up. Could you find that for me?
You got somebody in Uzbekistan.
Yeah, who was it?
You put the Las Vegas Raiders in Uzbekistan.
Yeah, no, that's Tashkent's Raider Town, baby. I'm just picturing folks in Tashkent just walking to the stadium wearing the most lavish Raiders gear you can imagine. Like
They're
this
just
becomes their thing. Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
Okay, so I think my question here is, what is going to be the stadium that just gets Steelers fans like away from, like, just get them somewhere else? So
Let me throw in another one here since I have Mogadishu,
Okay.
Somalia. I'm going to give you Accra, Ghana. And Damascus, Syria is the other option too. So
What was the population of Pittsburgh again?
So the metro area is 2,353,538. So these are kind of close.
No, I was gonna say you could sub in Turkmenistan instead.
Yeah,
Oh,
I mean,
But that's only like 1 million for
some
Ashgabat,
natural
so.
rivals with Uzbek with my Tashkent Raiders. Yes.
Yeah, there you go. But the population is only like a little over 1 million. So that's
Tashkent Raiders also does sound like some knockoff like fifth tier Uzbek team in some soccer league that just uses the Raiders
that's
logo.
their medieval times. You go to see the Tashkent Raiders.
That's right.
Tashkent Raiders actually might be a good history lesson as well for the last like 800 years of Central European history.
Yeah.
All right, the clock is ticking, Arthur. What city have you picked?
Okay, let's see. Let's go with Mogadishu. I feel like that would be probably the thing that would just get Steelers fans away from me the most. So I guess there's just something called Mogadishu Stadium
Okay.
Yep.
that seats 60,000 people.
That's perfect.
And
we can give them all towels.
Yes.
The Somalian terrible towel.
I like it.
Yeah,
Perfect.
so that's where we're going. And yeah.
Perfect. All right. Jordan is up next. You have the 21st pick with the Miami Dolphins.
Okay.
So we got 6,091,747. You have Alexandria, Egypt. St. Petersburg, not Florida, but Russia.
They're
Nairobi,
basically the same.
Nairobi, Kenya. And Chittagong, Bangladesh.
What was that first city?
The first city is Alexandria, Egypt.
So I'm thinking about where we want something that's water adjacent. They are dolphins. And Alexandria has that like on the water vibe to it.
Okay.
So does St. Petersburg, weirdly.
Yeah, but dolphins may not enjoy.
They don't do well in Buffalo.
November swim.
They don't do well in
swim,
Buffalo.
yeah.
I don't think they would do well in St. Petersburg,
Listen,
Russia.
The Baltic is perfectly hospitable.
Yeah, ask Russia about how hospitable the Baltic is.
We've demoted him just down to Captain Winter.
It looks like Alexandria University Stadium is really close to the water, so I'm going to go with that. Well, I don't actually know if that stadium has a Wikipedia page. So we're going to go with Alexandria Stadium instead, which is still very close to the water. Opened in 1929. It's a classic stadium. We love those classic ballparks, y'all.
We do.
It was designed by a Russian architect. It's influenced by Islamic architecture. It's a real looker.
Ooh.
Very nice.
Oh, that's really pretty, actually.
It is.
Okay.
When I type in Alexandria Stadium, the first article is, so is the Potomac Yard Stadium deal dead? Thank you, DC.
Hey, Beth.
Hey, what?
Go Birds. With the 22nd pick, the Philadelphia Eagles. And Beth.
Fucking Philly. Let's go. Where are we going?
Go.
I live there. I'm allowed.
All right.
Let's go.
So 6,228,601. We have the choice of Singapore. Like just straight up Singapore. Like Singapore.
States.
As opposed to what?
You know.
Singapore, Hamburg.
I feel like there could be like a Singapore, Pennsylvania
Yeah, I
or
was
something.
trying to
But
think of like
it's
a
pronounced
random
like-
state.
It's pronounced like Singapore.
Yeah, Singapore.
Singapore.
I am
No,
just imagining
you
how
have
many.
to switch a vowel. It's Singapore.
I'm
Singapore,
trying
yeah.
to imagine.
Singapore.
There's a Singapore, Michigan. Don't worry.
I'm just trying to imagine how many Philadelphia Eagles fans are going to get caned if the game is here.
Like, there are too many laws to break in Singapore. That's the
for
problem.
real, we have Ankara, Turkey, Zhengzhou, China, Jinan, Shandong, China. So you have
Spell some of
Singapore,
those for me, buddy.
Yeah, I'm gonna use them.
whichever one you want, but
No, but
Zhengzhou
spelling.
is ZHENGZHOU, and then you have
that Zhengzhou?
Jinan.
Xingzhou, yeah.
You have Jinan, so it's Ji space Nan, and then Shandong, like Shandong. Sorry, not Shandong.
Once again, this is just turning into, hey, y'all, there are like a bunch of cities in China with over 1 million people, and I know 0 of them.
Yes, it is amazing.
It's very funny. This reminds me of when we went to study abroad in Japan for Montana, and our entire state has less than 1 million people. And we went to a quote unquote small town to study.
Right.
Well, most of my classmates did. I went to Tokyo instead, but they went to a quote unquote small town that was kind of out in the holler, and it still had over 1 million people just in the city.
Always.
And they're like, "Oh yeah, that's out there." Like, no, Kumamoto is a large city. I don't think you understand how large your city is.
All right, Beth, who have you chosen?
I discovered Singapore National Stadium.
Okay,
and that's where we're going because
sending the
it's
Eagles.
cool as heck looking.
Oh no, that one's amazing. Yes,
yes,
100%.
The birds can fly in from above.
Go Birds!
Caw.
It looks a little like AT&T Stadium in Dallas, but way better. Like if it were designed properly and not weird.
Right, like if someone actually gave a shit.
Yeah.
It looks like the launch bay for a super weapon, and I love it.
Perfect.
I was gonna say it looks like an observatory.
Yeah, kind of.
Why not both?
Here we go. On to the next one. We have Brigit. You are drafting for the Cleveland Browns. 2,075,662. You have Panama City, Panama.
Okay.
Almaty, Kazakhstan.
Hyderabad,
Hyderabad, Pakistan. And then you have Valencia, Venezuela. Not the Spanish version, the Venezuelan version of Valencia.
All right. It's not even a choice. We're going Almaty.
Okay.
Someday I will get to Kazakhstan.
Central Asia is just picking up teams. I love this.
Yeah. Someday I'm going to get here. I'm going to go with my old colleagues from work. It's going to be great. And
I've watched so many soccer games.
Maybe I'll go see a Kazakhstani pop concert.
I have seen so many soccer games because of Champions League played in this stadium.
Yeah.
Like the inside of this stadium is seared into it has these giant ass columns. Mm-hmm. It feels like it was built in 1958 in the USSR.
All right, Arthur's back up again.
It's always felt weirdly Brandenburg-Gatey to me.
Yes, it has.
100%. It's got that feel to it.
All
the font on top also doesn't help that feeling.
No,
that's fair.
Like it's fantastic. I love everything about this. I genuinely do. There's not a hint of irony here. Right. Can you tell I did like Soviet adjacent studies?
We got about 2 rotations after Arthur here to go.
Yeah.
So we have Arthur drafting 24th for the America's team, the Dallas Cowboys. 7,759,615. The choices are Baghdad, Iraq.
That's
Dar es Salaam, Tanzania.
If you're sending America's team to Iraq,
yeah, there are some implications here.
Oh, hold on.
We said no politics.
There's another one. It's Riyadh, Saudi Arabia.
Okay, we're not.
we're not.
No, we're not going to Riyadh either. Okay.
You also have Hong Kong, just straight up Hong Kong, and then you have Foshan, China.
Oh, I'm sorry. Hey, Commish. Where is Hong Kong exactly?
It is in Hong Kong.
Come on. Okay, we're gonna.
That is the correct answer. That is the correct answer.
I'm gonna pick one. So I
also mentioned Taiwan earlier. What is Taiwan part of? What is the?
I feel like Dallas Cowboys fans would really vibe with Riyadh. Like I just feel like
there's a lot of like yeehaw big oil energy,
like oil money to oil money type deal there,
Perfect.
And mega stadiums that are just fucking mega.
They can walk around giving their cultural greeting of "Hi, I'm rich."
Jordan, when you make this graphic, we're gonna get a lot of hate for this choice.
Oh yeah, that's fine. It's fine.
Oh my God.
Great.
So here we go. This feels very very Jerry World, in that the stadium I'm going to is called King Fahd Sports City. According to Wikipedia, it is currently closed for reconstruction.
Okay.
But guess what? There's a great render image, which we all
Ooh,
love looking
I love
at
renders.
stadium renders that are definitely going to be. It's definitely going to look like that.
Totally.
I mean, that's what we love. So yeah, I'm going to King Fahd Sports City in Saudi Arabia.
Okay.
Is this going to give me flashbacks to my senior thesis about?
Oh, that looks really
it's
good.
definitely going to look that way.
It will.
Yeah,
it'll
my
look
senior
exactly
I
thesis
wish
on
it
the
was-
Dallas Cowboys Stadium, actually.
I really wish it was called Lord Fahd Quad Stadium.
Is that stadium made of lens flares?
There's so many.
You can't listen. Those are load-bearing lens flares.
Maybe they really are.
This stadium has hosted WWE before, so
Okay.
it feels like a good fit.
Yeah,
for
and
the
then what
Cowboys.
happened?
We're not going to go there,
All right.
And everything's fine
but the
forever
Dallas
at the
Cowboys
end.
will.
Jordan is up next with the 25th
Yeah.
pick. It is the Green Bay Packers. The lowest metro area
Oh, these
population
cities are going to be great. Yes,
of,
please.
of 329,490.
But I've heard
Yeah.
of zero of these cities. Hold up.
You
I'm
have-
gonna give you time to Google.
I think you've heard a few of them. Honestly, you have Palermo, Italy. You have Valencia, Spain. You have Zanzibar, Tanzania, and then you have I can't even say it.
Thessaloniki.
Green
Yeah,
Bay-
it
Thessaloniki.
doesn't matter. Going to be Zanzibar. Absolutely going to be Zanzibar.
Zanzibar.
No, send them to Palermo.
No, we're going to Zanzibar. We're going onto the island, home of Freddie
Zanzibar.
Mercury. Like, what more do you want?
I was gonna say, if anyone has seen Mystery Science Theater Final Justice, I want them going through Italy, like Jodan Baker in Final Justice going through Malta. That's what I want Pack fans to be.
See, I wanted a bunch of Green Bay Packer fans trying to navigate Las Fallas.
I just want to see Zanzibar filled up with cheeseheads.
I
Yeah,
want to hear
hell yeah.
Cheesehead say Zanzibar.
Hey, Bob, do you know why it keeps booming?
Hey, Barb, we're going
Hey,
to
they said
Zanzibar.
we're going to Zanzibar.
All right, Beth is up next. We're running low on time here. We
Hold
gotta
up, I
get
didn't
into
pick a
that.
stadium.
What
Give me a
is
stadium.
paella if not a hot dish?
Pick your stadium.
I'll pick my stadium. Hold up. There's now a Wikipedia article for Zanzibar stadiums. Hold up.
It's a tiny city.
And now I have Tenacious D stuck in my head, so thank you for that.
We're gonna go to Gombani Stadium, home of Jamhuri and Hard Rock. I do not have a Wikipedia stadium. Oh no, of course I wouldn't have it in Zanzibar because it's part of Tanzania. Sorry, I'm not trying to create. I do support Zanzibar nationalism, but not. That was unintended.
Just link the stadium, whatever.
Give me a sec. Okay,
We'll
keep
update
going.
it. All right, Beth is up next. You are drafting for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. 3,219,514. Who is your Tampa Bay Buccaneers choice? Kuwait City, Kuwait. Lusaka, Zambia. Guayaquil, Ecuador. Or Pyongyang, North Korea.
Well, Beth.
Oh my god.
I mean, it's
Oh my god.
The answer, Beth.
you know where we're going because I mean, when you think of the Tampa of the world, I think of North Korea.
I've been in this stadium.
Have you
If
really?
it's the one I'm thinking that you're going to choose, I've been in that stadium.
I mean, I was going to use Rungrado 1st of May.
That's
Yeah,
That's
that's-
what you got to do.
That's
Yep,
what we're doing.
That's where I've
so.
been. That's where they held the last Arirang mass games in 2012.
All right. Brigit, you're up next. You are drafting for the Houston Texans.
Seats 150,000 might be a little empty.
Okay. Houston Texans, 7,206,841. You have Pune, India, Santiago, Chile, and Cerveza Cristal. Harbin, China, or Madrid, Spain.
I don't know. Madrid doesn't grab me for this. So
I'm
We
all
have
about
football teams in Seoul and Pyongyang. Oh, guys, we're doing so much to bridge gaps. in this
We
world.
are expanding the NFL here as the Sickos Committee. We're
doing the draft that should have happened instead
That's
of
right.
just I don't know.
Go to the 5 teams in England. Who cares? We're doing work, people.
Do it.
Okay, none of the give me my choices again. None of these in Harbin are grabbing me.
Pune, India, Santiago, Chile, and Cerveza Cristal. Harbin, China, or Madrid, Spain. I mean, I'm personally, I'm not drafting for this, but I am all about Santiago, Chile, because they have Cerveza Cristal.
They do have Cerveza Cristal. Have we done stadiums in India yet?
One maybe. I think
we got a
I think
couple.
we did Chennai.
Chennai. I got Chennai. Yeah.
Chennai, yeah.
I feel like the Indian subcontinent needs more representation, and we need
Pune is
more
spelled
cricket grounds.
P-U-N-E.
It is on. It is in the other side of the country.
Yeah. So we are going to go with Maharashtra Cricket Association Stadium
Perfect.
in Pune, Maharashtra, India.
All right.
And how many does it seat? It seats 42,700 people.
Good enough. All right. Pick 28. We have the Buffalo Bills and Arthur. 1,162,336. We have your choices of Amsterdam, Netherlands, Stockholm, Sweden, San Salvador, El Salvador, Cancun, Mexico, and Managua, Nicaragua.
So I feel like Cancun, it might be the most prepared for
Bills Mafia and Cancun.
And then like
just...
Cancun gets spring breakers.
Oh my god!
And so I like they're way more prepared than any of these other cities are for Bills Mafia.
No table will be safe.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I'm trying to think of. None of these are places that I think Bills Mafia would struggle with. Like, I think the cities hosting Bills Mafia would struggle a lot more than Bills Mafia in any of these places.
Probably.
But I don't know. I'm going to Google Cancun stadiums and see what comes up.
Okay. Clock is running.
They have lots of baseball stadiums. Their soccer stadium is nice. Estadio Olímpico.
Yeah, like they have some, but I mean, none of these are really speaking to me, but I also don't want to take up too much more time.
Yeah.
So what were my other options? Stockholm, Amsterdam, and what was the other one?
San Salvador and Managua, Nicaragua.
Okay, so 2 in Central America, pretty close to each other. Okay.
Ooh. Did you see?
So I actually
did you look up El Salvador's?
So I've looked up Stockholm Stadium, and they have a stadium for the 1912 Olympic Games.
Ooh.
So just that age
That's very good.
Is appealing to me. I'm just gonna go through all of them though, because okay, let's see.
Check out Estadio Nacional de El Salvador.
Oh, it is one of my favorites.
I know it's still under construction, but ooh.
Okay, wow. The what is this? Ajax Stadium, or however you pronounce it.
Oh, in
Amsterdam.
Yeah, it's nice.
Mm-hmm.
That also looks nice. Okay. And then what would we say? San Salvador.
Clock is running out here.
Ooh, I like that. This is another like rendering one though, right?
It's under construction right now.
Yeah, I don't want to go back-to-back renders. So I am going to go with the 1912 Olympic Stadium in Stockholm.
Good call.
If it's still standing, it can stand up for Bills Mafia.
This stadium has hosted the Olympics twice. Once the actual Olympics, and then once it hosted the equestrian events when they didn't want to send horses to Australia. So,
all right.
What if horse football?
It's okay. Now they're gonna send the surfers in the French Olympics to Tahiti, so that should be fun.
Perfect. All right, next choice coming up. Jordan is up drafting for the Detroit Lions.
Last round. Here we go.
Last round. 4,365,205. You have, I believe it's Kano, or is it Kano, Nigeria. Montreal, Canada. Rome, Italy, or Jaipur, India.
It's Rome, and we're playing in the Coliseum.
Link me the stadium.
Oh yeah, I will. I'm dropping it. It's called the Coliseum.
Maybe you're familiar with it.
Never heard of it.
You might be familiar with this stadium.
Some really bold architectural choices being made here.
Dan Campbell will love the shit out of this. I'll just say that. He will love the shit out of it. They're just straight up playing in the Roman Coliseum.
His motivational speech before...
he's not going to say anything. You're just going to watch the movie Gladiator. That's it.
That's
I was
all
gonna
you
say
need.
it's gonna be like 10 minutes long, and it's gonna be about how this stadium, sometimes you think it's fallen apart, but you know what? They stick together. This stadium has stood the test of time, just like this team.
That's right.
What's the seating capacity of the Coliseum right now? Are they using artificial turf?
Yeah, I think the inside might be a little rough for a football game, but we're just gonna clear it out. Nothing important in there. We can just shove it out of the way.
Perfect.
Archaeologists everywhere just having a stroke.
That's fine.
All right.
Hey, you know what? They should have cleared it up faster if they didn't.
We're going to be the very first UNESCO disaster site.
Oh yeah. Oh,
All right.
that should have been this. We don't pick states within UNESCO heritage sites.
Hey, I should have
Next
picked
time, next
Angkor
time.
Wat.
You should have picked
Should have. All right. Next, we have Beth drafting for the Baltimore Ravens, 2,838,327. You have Lisbon,
Oh, they were-
Lisbon,
There you
Portugal, Weifang, China, Caracas, Venezuela, and Thiruvananthapuram.
Oh, I'm
India.
sorry.
You wanna try
I'm
that one
sorry?
more time?
No.
I
I'm
am not
sorry?
trying that
Once more
again. It's
Spell it.
Thiruvan. Okay,
Spell
that's
it.
THIRUVANAN.
Got it. It came up.
Okay. India.
Okay.
Trivandrum.
Wow. I Can you try the beginning of that list again? Because I was so
Li-
broken by
Lisbon.
whatever just happened.
Lisbon, Portugal. Weifang, China. Caracas, Venezuela. And then that word I'm not saying again.
I love how spicy you get on Caracas.
Caracas.
You get so spicy with it.
Woo!
You're so good at rolling your R's. Like I wish.
I
could do-
have been doing so much Duolingo. Let's go.
So
Caracas.
we're going to Weifang Olympic Sports Center Stadium because it looks like a carnival at night, and it makes me very happy.
Okay.
So,
Done.
Love it.
and it says it's a football stadium, so this should be fine.
Perfect. Football. All right. Brigit, you have the next pick. You have the San Francisco 49ers. It is 4,600,023. 264. You have Yaoundé, Cameroon, Ningbo, China, New Taipei, Taiwan, or Tel Aviv, Israel.
Well, I know he said no politics, but what was my first choice again?
Yeah, let's rewind that back.
No, what was my city in Cameroon?
It's Yaoundé. I don't think I said that
Yaoundé, yeah.
right. It's
Yeah.
Oh, there it is.
yes. We don't have much Africa representation, but
That's partially why the spirit says to go to Cameroon. I think the Cameroon has some really neat places. So let's go with Olembe Stadium in Yaoundé, Cameroon.
Love it.
okay. Arthur with the
Seating
final
capacity
pick.
of 60,000.
Arthur with the final pick. You have the Kansas City Chiefs.
Okay, where are we sending Taylor Swift?
All right, Taylor Swift has to go here.
Where's her jet going?
2,199,490. You can send Taylor Swift to Mecca, Saudi Arabia.
Okay.
Taylor
Naples,
Swift to
Italy.
the Hajj.
Strong start.
Naples, Italy. Havana, Cuba. Perth, Australia. Or Conakry, Guinea.
Is this the part where I say Taylor Swift wouldn't technically be allowed to go into Mecca because she's not Muslim?
Yeah, no, I was then thinking of what would Swifties consider their Hajj?
An Eras tour, just trying to get tickets to the Eras tour.
Yeah, so there's some fantastic options here. Obviously, we've brought up Mecca already. I like the idea of sending an NFL team somewhere where like the US has an embargo.
Yeah.
And like where it's because like the NFL is bigger than that, right? Like the
Right.
NFL is bigger than
All of this.
Than
Right.
anything
They're
like
going
that.
to Pyongyang, and you're not technically allowed to go to Pyongyang.
That's
Ask
right.
me how I know.
That's it.
Big,
Right. No, that is also true. But I mean, like specifically the Havana thing, because it's like it's just like so ridiculous that
Can
That's
I make
still
an
a policy.
argument? Can I
There's
make an
plenty
argument
embargo.
for a baseball stadium? Can I make the
Baseball
argument
stadiums are good.
Because Estadio Latin America is the third largest baseball stadium in the world.
Mm.
so then what are my options besides Mecca and Havana?
Okay, you have Naples, Italy. You have
Okay.
Perth, Australia, which is probably the hardest city on earth to get to, because it's completely on the other side of Australia. It is the western part of Australia.
Yes,
Uh,
that really also speaks to me because of how difficult that is. I mean, that would be just a nightmare in terms of fans trying to get there.
Yes.
How far outside of Naples can I go?
I mean,
How far are you feeling?
I'm feeling about 5.6 miles east of Naples.
What gets us where we get there?
Okay, so here is so we're doing the Northwestern football thing.
Okay.
Where they are going to construct temporary stands. Yeah. They totally claim that they can do this and it'll be fine. And they are going to be playing in the caldera of Mount Vesuvius.
Done. Yep.
Done.
I'm sold.
Perfect.
Yep. Perfect.
this is going to turn into like the perfect graphic ever. So,
yeah, this is great. Yeah, the caldera of Mount Vesuvius is exactly where we need to go.
Like, we have serious choices here, and then they're playing in the Coliseum.
We're really sticking it to archaeologists. I'm sorry, archaeologists.
This is football. We don't care. This is it. We are doing this, and you're gonna have to live with this. So, that is the end of the first round of the NFL draft. You enjoy that. And this is the Sickos Committee doing the NFL draft. We appreciate everybody listening to this and how ridiculous it was. And this is how we expand the brand of the NFL. You don't want to do it, one step at a time. You want to go full force into every single market that matches the market that your market population matches. This is the only way to do it. This is the only way that makes sense. And as Don Draper would say, triangles.